In the ancient world, some of the earliest philosophers believed in an idea so profound it would reshape human thought forever. This philosophy, known as Pre-Socratic Monism, proposed that everything in existence can be traced back to a single fundamental substance. Consider Thales of Miletus, one of the first pre-Socratic philosophers who lived around 624–546 BCE. Thales is famously known for his theory that water is the fundamental substance from which all things are made. This idea laid the groundwork for further speculations about the nature of reality and the origins of existence. Anaximander, who succeeded Thales in the Milesian school, proposed that this fundamental substance is not water, but an eternal, boundless, and unchanging entity known as the Apeiron. This idea suggested that everything in the universe arises from and returns to this infinite and formless substance. Later philosophers like Heraclitus continued this line of thought, emphasizing the interconnectedness and constant change of all things. Heraclitus's fragments contain dense and cryptic language, but they underscore the idea that everything is in a state of flux and transformation. For these early philosophers, understanding the fundamental substance was key to comprehending the entirety of existence and its constant change. By the end of this chapter, you will have explored the captivating idea that all matter and existence can be traced back to a single fundamental substance as proposed by early Greek philosophers. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe. It's free. It helps this channel more than you'd think, and you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app, built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it. It should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. This idea, known as water theory, suggests that everything around us can ultimately be traced back to water, the very essence of existence. Thales believed in the transformative power of water. It can take on various states, from ice-cold snow to vapor that evaporates into the air. In this perspective, water is not just a life-giving substance, but also the very fabric that binds all matter together. His theory is considered one of the first attempts to explain natural phenomena using a single fundamental substance, a revolutionary approach in its era. It suggests that beneath all appearances, there might be a unifying principle, a single substance that underlies and connects everything in the universe. In the ancient city of Ephesus, a philosopher named Anaximander began to ponder the universe's origins around 500 BCE. His doctrine would have profound implications. His concept of Apeiron infinity, or indefiniteness, suggested that existence might stem from something endless and formless. Anaximander's map of the world showed an understanding that was revolutionary for his time. He saw Apeiron as an attempt to reconcile the opposites of being and non-being. This idea would influence later philosophers like Heraclitus and Parmenides. Heraclitus's fragments, preserved by philosophers like Plato and Aristotle, show how deeply this notion resonated. Even the Eleatics, who believed in an unchanging universe, wrestled with these ideas. Anaximander's Apeiron revealed the complexity of early Greek thought and its enduring legacy. Beyond the shores of Miletus, in the heart of ancient Greece, another philosopher explored the essence of our world. Anaximenes of Miletus believed that everything around us, from the rustling leaves to the crashing waves, could be traced back to a single substance. In his view, air is not just the breath we take or the breeze that cools us on a hot day. It's the fundamental building block of all matter. Anaximenes believed that air can transform into different substances through processes like rarefaction and condensation. Imagine the gentle breeze that ruffles your hair on a summer's day. As it blows, it grows thinner and colder, a process known as rarefaction. When this air becomes extremely thin and cold, it can transform into water, the very substance that Thales of Miletus believed was the foundation of our world. Conversely, consider a steaming pot of boiling water. As the heat intensifies, the water begins to vaporize, creating thicker and warmer air, a process called condensation. His air theory suggests that beneath the seemingly disparate elements of our world lies a unifying principle. In this transformative view, the air we breathe connects us to every droplet of rain and every rock beneath our feet. The cosmos is a dance of change, where nothing remains constant. Heraclitus, the philosopher from Ephesus, saw this eternal flux as the very essence of existence. For Heraclitus, fire is not just a destructive force, but the fundamental principle underlying reality. He believed that fire is continually being kindled and extinguished, symbolizing the eternal flux of the universe. In this transformative view, fire represents both creation and destruction. According to Heraclitus, strife is the source of harmony in the universe. Just as a forest needs periodic fires to regenerate, our world thrives on the constant change that fire represents. This dynamic nature of reality is what Heraclitus believed makes our world whole and complete. The eternal dance of fire reflects the constant transformation that is the essence of existence. In this view, everything is in constant flux, a reality that Heraclitus saw as both beautiful and inevitable. Heraclitus of Ephesus, known for his enigmatic fragments, proposed one such substance, the Logos. The Logos, according to Heraclitus, is the rational order beneath the apparent chaos of the world. It serves as a unifying principle that underlies all changes and opposites in the world. Heraclitus's philosophy includes the concept that opposites are united, such as hot and cold being two sides of the same phenomenon. To Heraclitus, hot and cold are not merely opposing forces, they are interconnected aspects of the same underlying principle. The Logos, in this view, serves as a balancing force that harmonizes these apparent contradictions. This harmony is not static, it is dynamic and constantly changing. Heraclitus saw this change as both beautiful and inevitable, a testament to the interconnectedness of all things. Thus, strife becomes not a disruptive force, but a necessary element that drives the universe forward. Heraclitus's philosophy invites us to see the world not as a collection of fixed entities, but as a harmonious, ever-evolving whole. This interconnectedness and constant state of change are the very essence of existence, as seen through Heraclitus's philosophical lens. Heraclitus proposed that change is not only inevitable, but also necessary for existence. He believed that everything in the universe is in a constant state of motion and transformation, much like the ever-changing currents of a river. Imagine the vast expanse of the cosmos, with galaxies drifting through space at incredible speeds. This is the universe Heraclitus envisioned, dynamic and fluid in its essence. For Heraclitus, the notion of Panta Rhei extends beyond mere physical movement. It encompasses the evolution of ideas, thoughts, and even emotions. He believed that nothing in existence is static, not even the very ground we stand on or the thoughts we think. Heraclitus's philosophy suggests a world where everything interweaves and transforms, much like the intricate dance of water molecules as they move from one state to another. This constant fluidity and dynamic nature are not merely characteristics, but the very essence of existence, according to Heraclitus's philosophical lens. By acknowledging this ceaseless motion and transformation, we can begin to grasp the true nature of reality and our place within it. In essence, Rhei teaches us that existence is not a static point, but a perpetual journey filled with endless possibilities for growth and change. This profound insight invites us to embrace the fluidity of life and see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for renewal and transformation. In the quiet town of Colophon, around 540 BCE, a philosopher named Xenophanes contemplated the nature of divinity. Unlike many of his contemporaries, he didn't envision gods as having human-like attributes. He challenged the traditional view that gods possess features like our own: eyes to see, ears to hear, and mouths to speak. Instead, Xenophanes posited that if there are gods, they must be fundamentally different from us. He argued that our perceptions of the world are limited by our human senses and experiences. Hence, any attempt to attribute human qualities to gods is inherently flawed. Xenophanes' critique was a groundbreaking step in philosophical inquiry, inviting us to question and rethink our conventional beliefs about divinity. This profound insight into the limitations of human understanding resonates even today as we continue to explore the mysteries of existence. It reminds us that our quest for knowledge is never ending, and that even our most deeply held beliefs may be subject to revision. So, as we journey through life and ponder the cosmos, let us keep in mind Xenophanes' wisdom that our understanding of the divine may be more limited than we imagine. Anaxagoras, a pre-Socratic pluralist, believed in an infinite number of substances he called homo eomerii. These tiny particles were said to make up the entire universe, each containing a seed or essence of all things. Think of these homo eomerii as microscopic building blocks, each with a unique potential to become any part of the universe, from a tiny particle to an enormous planet. Another pre-Socratic philosopher, Empedocles, had his own take on the fundamental elements that make up our reality. Imagine a vast, dynamic tapestry where these four elements interweave in infinite combinations, creating everything from the smallest grain of sand to the grandest mountain range. Both Anaxagoras and Empedocles saw the universe as a complex web of interconnected components, each contributing uniquely to the whole. Their theories opened up new ways of thinking about matter and existence, offering a glimpse into the intricate dance of creation that underlies our world. As we continue to explore the cosmos and our place within it, these ancient views remind us of the profound diversity hidden beneath the surface of reality. In the realm of ancient Greek philosophy, the concept of atoms as fundamental building blocks of matter emerged through the ideas of two prominent figures, Leucippus and Democritus. According to their philosophy, these atoms are eternal and unchanging, moving through space and combining in different ways to form the myriad substances we encounter. The atomists believe that there is an infinite number of these tiny particles, each unique in shape and size, constantly moving and combining to create the diverse material world we see around us. This view posits that all matter can be reduced to these minute, indivisible parts, a profound idea that laid the groundwork for later scientific explorations into the nature of reality. Consider a single grain of sand which appears solid and unchanging. The atomists would argue that it is composed of an incredible number of tiny atoms, each too small to be seen with the naked eye, yet collectively forming something tangible and familiar. The concept of these infinitesimal particles, serving as the foundation for all material things, challenged the prevailing views of their time, offering a more unified explanation for the diversity in the universe. This ancient perspective invites us to ponder our own reality. Could it be that beneath the surface of all we see and touch, there lies an intricate dance of unseen particles? The Sophists were itinerant philosophers who taught various subjects, including rhetoric, for pay. Unlike the Milesian philosophers who sought to understand the fundamental substance of all existence, the Sophists were more concerned with practical knowledge and its applications in daily life. For them, The art of persuasion and rhetoric was not merely a tool for intellectual discourse, but a crucial skill that could be harnessed in various aspects of life. The Sophists believed that mastering rhetoric could lead to success in politics, law, and social interactions. This emphasis on practical knowledge reflected a broader shift in Greek thought, where the focus moved from cosmological questions to more immediate and tangible concerns. Their teachings were not confined to the elite, but were accessible to anyone willing to pay for their instruction. This democratic approach to education made philosophical inquiry available to a wider audience and highlighted the practical value of wisdom. The influence of the Sophists persisted through the ages, underscoring the importance of philosophical inquiry and its practical applications. Their legacy serves as a reminder that philosophy is not merely an academic pursuit, but a powerful tool for navigating the complexities of life. Their insights continue to echo through the centuries, inviting us to ponder our own reality and the interconnectedness of all things. Before the grand buildings of Plato and Aristotle stood the simple structures of the pre-Socratic philosophers. Their humble beginnings belied a profound impact, for these early thinkers laid the groundwork that would shape later Greek thought. Philolaus of Croton and Diogenes of Apollonia also contributed to this era. Their ideas, while varied, shared a common thread, an attempt to explain natural phenomena using rational thought. The pre-Socratic period saw the dawn of early scientific thought. Philosophers like Anaximander explored the origins of life and the universe, proposing that all things arise from an infinite, boundless substance he called Apeiron. These pioneering ideas laid the groundwork for later Western philosophy. By emphasizing rational inquiry and natural explanation, they paved the way for Platonism, Aristotelianism, and beyond. The legacy of pre-Socratic monism is profound. It invites us to consider our own reality and the interconnectedness of all things. Their insights continue to resonate, guiding modern thought toward a deeper understanding of the universe and our place within it. In this spirit of inquiry, we too can seek to unravel the mysteries of existence, tracing them back to a single fundamental substance. As we ponder these profound ideas, let us appreciate the enduring legacy of pre-Socratic monism in shaping Western thought and scientific inquiry. Consider Plato's theory of forms, which posits that behind every physical object lies an ideal, unchanging form. This idea bears a striking resemblance to the monistic principles laid out by early Greek philosophers like Thales and Heraclitus. Similarly, Aristotle's Metaphysics, with its emphasis on form and matter, reflects a dialogue with these early monistic ideas. While Aristotle introduced the concept of potentialities and actualities, he too grappled with the notion that everything can be traced back to an underlying substance. In Taoism, for example, the concept of qi, the vital force or energy that flows through all things, resonates with Heraclitus's idea of a unifying principle underlying all change and flux. Buddhism also explores the notion of interdependence, where nothing exists independently, but rather in relation to everything else. This idea parallels the pre-Socratic view that all things are interconnected and transform into one another. The enduring relevance of these ideas is a testament to the power of philosophical inquiry. They continue to shape our understanding of the world and our place within it. As we delve deeper into these captivating ideas, we come to appreciate how they have woven a rich tapestry of thought that transcends time and cultures. Before the dawn of modern scientific thought, early Greek philosophers pondered the nature of reality and the cosmos. Among them was Pythagoras, who proposed that the universe is composed of numbers and mathematical ratios. This notion, while abstract, laid the groundwork for understanding the harmonies underlying natural phenomena. Another influential figure was Parmenides of Elea, who argued that reality is unchanging and eternal. In his poem, On Nature, Parmenides contended that change is an illusion, and what truly exists is an undivided, timeless entity. Pythagoras' mathematical approach to the cosmos offered a different perspective on unity. He believed that numbers and ratios could explain the harmony of the universe. Parmenides' rejection of change challenged conventional wisdom about the dynamic nature of existence. His philosophy suggested that true reality is static and unchanging. As our understanding of the cosmos evolved, so did our appreciation for its complexity and diversity. This monistic thinking laid the groundwork for early empirical and rational approaches in science. Thales arrived at this idea through careful observation of the natural world. He proposed that everything originates from Apeiron, an infinite, boundless substance. This concept sought to reconcile the opposites of being and non-being, marking a revolutionary shift from mythological explanations. Later philosophers like Anaxagoras focused on causality as a method to understand the universe. His approach emphasized that every phenomenon has a cause and effect, marking a significant step towards empirical science. Thus, the early Greek philosophers not only laid the groundwork for monistic thinking, but also pioneered empirical and rational approaches that continue to shape our scientific understanding today. Beyond the empirical realm, early Greek philosophers also grappled with questions of religion and spirituality. In ancient Greece, the mysteries of Orpheus and Eleusis offered initiates a sense of unity with the divine. These religious rites often focused on the idea of unity and transformation, mirroring philosophical monism. For example, in Orphic mythology, Dionysus is both the god of wine and ecstasy, and the torn-apart son who is reborn. This cycle of death and rebirth echoes the philosophical concept of eternal change and transformation. Similarly, the Eleusinian mysteries centered on Demeter and Persephone's journey through seasons of life and death. In these rituals, initiates experienced a spiritual rebirth, aligning with monistic ideas of the eternal cycle. However, while these religious beliefs emphasized unity and transformation, they did not necessarily reduce everything to a single substance. Early Christian thought, emerging during this period, also grappled with the notion of unity and transcendence. Christian doctrine posits a unified divine nature embodied in the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. This idea of unity within diversity reflects some aspects of monistic philosophy, but differs in its complexity. Monism, in contrast, posits a single underlying substance that can transform into various forms. These philosophical and religious ideas, though distinct, share a common thread of seeking unity within the cosmos. Exploring these intersections reveals deeper layers of ancient thought and how early thinkers sought to understand their place in the universe. By examining both philosophical and religious perspectives, we gain a richer appreciation of the complexities that shaped early Greek belief systems. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Thales and Anaximander didn't just explore the natural world, they also pondered how to live a good life. Their belief in monism, that all matter and existence can be traced back to a single fundamental substance, profoundly influenced their ethical concepts. Thales, for instance, believed that water was the basic building block of all matter. For Thales, justice and order were not abstract ideas, but reflections of the natural harmony he observed. He saw justice as a state where all things coexist in balance, much like the different forms water can take. This idea of a boundless origin implied that everything in the universe was interconnected. Anaximander's view of justice mirrored this belief in unity and harmony. He saw the laws that governed human societies as reflections of cosmic principles that maintained order in the natural world. To these philosophers, ethics was not just about human conduct, but also about understanding and aligning with the fundamental laws of existence. Their monistic beliefs shaped their moral philosophies in profound ways, demonstrating that early scientific theories could have deep ethical implications. In the end, These ideas remind us that our quest for understanding the world is inextricably linked to our pursuit of a just and harmonious life. As we delve deeper into the thoughts of these early philosophers, we continue to uncover the timeless wisdom they left behind. Let's turn our attention to the biological implications of early Greek monistic theories. This idea was not merely a speculative musing about the cosmos, but had profound implications for understanding life processes and human physiology. Heraclitus, another influential pre-Socratic philosopher, introduced a doctrine of change that posited everything in the universe is in constant flux. This idea resonated deeply with biological processes. To these philosophers, life itself could be seen as a continuous process of transformation and change. The human body, with its intricate systems and constant metabolic processes, embodies this principle of flux. Every breath we take involves the intake of air, which our bodies transform into energy and exhale as carbon dioxide. This cyclical process mirrors the cosmological theories of Anaximenes and Heraclitus, where air and change are fundamental to existence. The comprehensive nature of monism becomes evident as it affects not only our understanding of the cosmos, but also our grasp of life processes and human physiology. As we continue to explore these ideas, we uncover the timeless wisdom that connects the vastness of the universe with the intricacies of our own bodies. This holistic viewpoint offers a profound perspective on the interconnectedness of all things, from the tiniest particles to the grandest cosmological theories. Understanding how early Greek philosophers' monistic ideas apply to biology deepens our appreciation for their timeless insights into the fabric of existence. When we delve into the early poetry of ancient Greece, it's striking how deeply monistic ideas permeate its themes and language. For instance, Hesiod's Theogony, one of the foundational works of ancient Greek literature, offers a compelling reflection of monistic ideas. Theogony weaves an intricate narrative about the origins and genealogy of the gods, presenting a world born out of primordial unity. The poem begins with chaos, an abstract concept representing formless void or emptiness. From this primordial state of chaos, all things emerge and transform, echoing the monistic notion that everything can be traced back to a single fundamental substance. The transformation in Theogony is not just metaphorical, it's a central theme that structures the entire narrative. As the gods and goddesses come into being, they represent different aspects of the primordial unity, each embodying various facets of the original single substance. The poetry not only reflects but also expands upon these philosophical concepts, bringing them alive through vivid imagery and narrative structure. By exploring Hesiod's work in this light, we see the pervasive influence of monism across various forms of ancient Greek thought and culture. These ideas did not stay confined within philosophy. They seeped into the very fabric of early Greek poetry, shaping its language and imagery. Beyond the philosophical realm, early Greek poets echoed these transformative ideas. Hesiod's Theogony, for instance, traces the origins of gods and goddesses to chaos and Gaia, echoing a primordial unity beneath creation's diversity. Among these philosophers, Anaximenes of Miletus proposed a monistic view that saw air as the essence of life. In his theory, all substances arise from the condensation and rarefaction of this primal substance. This idea implies a seamless continuum between life and the environment. For Anaximenes, the soul, or psyche, is a subtle form of air that permeates all living things. Upon death, this ethereal breath returns to its source, the atmosphere. This view suggests a cyclical process of life and death, where the essence of life continually circulates. Within this monistic framework, Anaximenes' concept of the soul offers a profound insight into early Greek thought on existence and continuity. It deepens our understanding of how monistic beliefs shaped early concepts of the self and spirit. Pythagoras is often remembered for his mathematical contributions, such as the Pythagorean theorem, which states that in a right-angled triangle, the square of the length of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the lengths of the other two sides. However, his influence extended far beyond mathematics. His school, known as the Pythagoreans, developed a system of beliefs that integrated monistic principles with their mathematical explorations. The Pythagoreans believed in the mystical significance of numbers, which they saw as embodying a fundamental principle underlying all existence. This belief was encapsulated in the concept of arithmos, or number, which they considered to be a monistic principle at the heart of the universe. In their view, numbers were not merely abstractions, but living entities that reflected the divine order of the cosmos. For instance, the number 1 was seen as the source of all other numbers, mirroring the monistic belief in a single underlying substance from which everything emerges. The number 2, representing duality, was often associated with opposing forces such as male and female, or light and dark. Even the seemingly mundane concept of arithmetic sequences was imbued with mystical significance. For example, the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 was seen as embodying the perfect harmony and balance of the universe. This monistic approach to mathematics permeated the intellectual pursuits of Pythagoras' followers, who explored the connections between numbers and the fabric of reality. The influence of Pythagoras' school can still be seen in modern mathematical symbolism, where the number 1 is often used to represent unity or a single entity. As we continue our exploration of early Greek thought, it becomes clear that monistic beliefs did not merely shape philosophical and religious views, but also permeated the foundational principles of mathematics. The idea that the universe was governed by an infinite and boundless substance allowed for a more dynamic understanding of the celestial sphere. It suggested that stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies were not static, but part of a continuous process of transformation and change. This monistic viewpoint merged seamlessly with early astronomical observations, leading to the development of theories about the cyclical nature of the cosmos. Indeed, the notion that everything in the universe is interconnected and governed by a single principle was deeply influential. It provided a unifying explanation for the complexities observed in the night sky. Through this monistic lens, early astronomers could see patterns and connections that would have otherwise remained elusive. Ultimately, the integration of monistic principles into early astrological beliefs provided a bridge between philosophical inquiry and scientific exploration. It allowed for a more comprehensive understanding of the universe as governed by fundamental, unifying principles. This harmonious blend of ideas laid the groundwork for future advancements in both fields, demonstrating how early Greek thought provided a robust framework for interpreting the world around us. Pythagoras, a prominent figure in this realm, played a pivotal role in linking these two domains. His teachings on the numerical ratios underlying musical notes resonated deeply with the monistic perspective. He proposed that musical notes correspond to specific numerical ratios, a concept that was seen as fundamental substances governing all existence. For the Greeks, these numerical ratios were not just abstract concepts, but profoundly intertwined with their understanding of the cosmos. The harmony of musical scales mirrored the harmonious structure of the universe. This belief in a unified underlying substance extended into artistic and creative domains, reflecting a cohesive worldview where everything was interconnected, from the notes played on a lyre to the movements of celestial bodies. It was more than just an intellectual exercise. It was a way of perceiving and understanding the world around them, a testament to their belief in a unified reality. Perhaps most intriguing is how this monistic viewpoint transcended mere theory and seeped into the very fabric of their art and music, creating a harmonious blend where every element resonated with the same underlying principle. The soft hum of a lyre string, the echoes of philosophical discourse, and the cosmic dance of stars, all interwoven in a single harmonious tapestry that reflected the profound beauty of unity. In this symphony of ideas, every note and movement was a testament to the unified substance that governed all existence, a captivating reminder of the monistic worldview that shaped ancient Greek thought. Consider the architects Ictinus and Callicrates, who designed the Parthenon in Athens. Their work was a testament to the monistic belief in unity and harmony. The Parthenon, dedicated to the goddess Athena, embodies this principle through its balanced proportions and harmonious design. The temple's dimensions adhere to a mathematical ratio known as the golden mean, a symbol of unity and harmony in itself. Every part of the building, from the columns to the entablature, is proportionally related to create a sense of balance and wholeness. But it's not just in temples where these monistic principles were evident. Public buildings like theaters and agoras, marketplaces, also reflected this philosophical underpinning. The Theater of Dionysus in Athens, for instance, demonstrates a careful balance between the orchestra and the audience sections, ensuring that every spectator feels connected to the whole. This unity wasn't merely aesthetic, it carried a profound philosophical message. Just as Thales posited that all things originate from water, architects like Ictinus and Callicrates showed how disparate elements can come together to form a cohesive whole. Even the smallest details, the carvings and motifs on columns and walls, echoed this monistic vision. Often these would depict natural elements like water, air, or earth, subtly hinting at the underlying unity of all things. For the early Greeks, architecture wasn't just about function, it was a living embodiment of their philosophical beliefs. Each temple and public building stood as a silent sermon on the power of unity and harmony. So when you gaze upon the Parthenon or take a seat in the Theater of Dionysus, remember that these structures are more than just historic sites. They are physical testaments to an enduring philosophical idea that all things, no matter how diverse, can be traced back to one fundamental substance. What if our thoughts and emotions could be traced back to a single fundamental substance, just like the physical world around us? In the realm of early Greek philosophy, this idea wasn't merely speculative, but laid the groundwork for what we now call psychology. He believed that our thoughts and emotions were a manifestation of water's unique properties: fluidity, adaptability, and resilience. Imagine how this viewpoint would alter our understanding of the human mind. Thoughts aren't solid or fixed, but fluid, capable of changing form and direction based on circumstances. This boundlessness influenced his thinking about mental states. He saw emotions not as static entities, but as ever-changing expressions of the Apeiron's vast potential. For Heraclitus, the logos, the underlying rational order, was at work within these changes, guiding our mental states through an intricate dance of opposites. The idea that everything, including the mind, is in constant motion and transformation laid the foundation for future psychological theories. These early Greek monists didn't just describe the physical world, they saw a profound interconnectedness between the material universe and the workings of the human mind. Their ideas hinted at a deeper unity, suggesting that our thoughts and emotions are part of an intricate cosmic tapestry woven from a single thread. In this view, the mind isn't isolated, but interwoven with the vastness of the universe, a perspective that still resonates in modern psychology. Thus, the notion that all matter and existence can be traced back to a single fundamental substance not only shapes our understanding of the physical world, but also offers insights into the complex workings of the human mind. The concept that everything can be traced back to a single fundamental substance isn't just about the physical world, it also offers insights into the complex workings of the human mind. Let's explore how early Greek philosophers extended this monistic view to chemical transformations. Anaximenes saw chemical changes as transformations within this primary substance. For instance, when air condenses, it becomes water. When it rarefies, it turns into fire. Heraclitus's doctrine of change suggested that everything is in constant flux fire, continually giving rise to new forms and then being reabsorbed. Imagine the universe as a ceaseless bonfire, with flames eternally rising and falling. This was Heraclitus's view of chemical transformations. These early philosophical views laid the groundwork for understanding the dynamic nature of matter and its transformations. They expanded monism to include not just existence, but also chemical processes. As we delve deeper into early Greek thought, we begin to see the profound influence of these ideas on chemistry and our understanding of the material world. In the early days of Greek philosophy, a groundbreaking idea emerged. Everything in the universe could be traced back to a single fundamental substance. This principle, known as monism, was first applied to the study of natural phenomena by a philosopher named Thales. He reasoned that water can transform into different states, from liquid to solid ice and even into vapor. Thales observed the importance of water in sustaining life on Earth, and theorized that it must be the essence from which all things are made. The philosopher Heraclitus introduced a different perspective on the nature of the universe. This philosophy emphasizes that opposites are united, hot and cold, life and death, birth and destruction. The notion that everything can be reduced to a single fundamental substance offered a novel way of understanding the natural world. This approach laid the groundwork for future scientific inquiry and our modern understanding of the material world. In this myth, Oceanus, the Titan god of freshwater rivers, and Tethys, the Titaness goddess of saltwater seas, are depicted as the primordial deities from whom all other gods spring. Their union gives rise to the vast array of rivers, streams, and springs that crisscross the earth, symbolizing the interconnectedness and unity of all existence. Another example of monist influence in mythology is seen in the tale of Gaia, the mother goddess of earth who gives birth to Uranus, the god of the sky. From their union, the world as we know it is born, a universe where earth and sky are inseparably linked. These ancient stories reinforce the monistic view that there is a single underlying substance governing all existence. As we observe these tales, we begin to see how the philosophical ideas of monism were not merely abstract concepts, but pervaded the very fabric of ancient Greek culture and thought. In early Greek philosophy, this idea was explored by pioneering philosophers like Thales, Anaximander, and Heraclitus. Their views on a single substance reshaped metaphysical beliefs and the very concept of existence. These philosophers' views on a single substance profoundly influenced early Greek thought, laying the groundwork for later schools of philosophy like Platonism and Aristotelianism. Their ideas not only shaped metaphysical beliefs, but also deepened our understanding of the interconnectedness and transformative nature of reality itself. This perspective challenges us to consider our place in the cosmos and the underlying unity that connects all things. By examining the views of Thales, Anaximander, and Heraclitus, we deepen our understanding of monism's role in shaping early Greek philosophical thought. This exploration reminds us of the enduring quest to comprehend the fundamental nature of reality and our place within it. They believe that the universe is boundless and infinite, stretching far beyond what we can perceive. Anaximander suggested that everything in our reality arises from an eternal, indestructible substance. This idea challenged the prevailing belief in a finite world bounded by mythical edges. For Anaximander and other pre-Socratic philosophers, this notion implied that space and time were also infinite. They saw the cosmos as a vast expanse, without borders or limits, where every point is indistinguishable from any other. Their understanding of infinity influenced how they perceived the universe's structure and dynamics. Democritus took this monistic approach even further by suggesting that all matter is composed of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms. This revolutionary idea laid the groundwork for atomic theory in science. These monistic ideas were not merely abstract musings, but rather attempts at explaining the observed world through rational inquiry. These early philosophers may not have had access to modern scientific tools, but their inquisitive minds and methodological approach laid the groundwork for centuries of scientific discovery. In Xenophanes' view, ethical actions were those that align with the eternal and unchanging nature of the divine. This belief shaped his critique of Homer and Hesiod, whom he saw as attributing human flaws to the gods. For him, true morality lay in embodying the qualities of a transcendent, unified divinity. Heraclitus of Ephesus took this monistic view to another level with his doctrine of constant flux. He believed that everything is in constant motion and that the unifying principle underlying this change was the logos, or the rational order of the universe. For Heraclitus, ethical behavior meant living in accordance with this eternal, logical structure. As early Greek philosophers began to ponder the nature of reality, some turned their gaze skyward to explore the cosmos. They sought to understand the movements and behaviors of celestial bodies by applying monistic principles. One of these thinkers was Anaxagoras, who introduced the concept of nous. Nous, or mind, was posited as the governing principle in astronomy. According to Anaxagoras, this rational and intelligent force was responsible for ordering the movements of celestial bodies. He believed that the sun, moon, and stars were not divine entities, but rather a form of matter driven by the intelligent force of nous. This monistic approach attempted to unify the celestial bodies under a single principle, explaining their behaviors and interactions. By positing nous as the universal governor, Anaxagoras challenged the prevailing mythological explanations. This marked a significant shift towards rational inquiry and naturalistic explanations. The influence of monism can be seen not just in the search for fundamental substances, but also in the quest to understand the underlying principles governing the cosmos. In the next chapter, we'll delve into how later thinkers built upon these foundational ideas to develop more complex systems of thought. For instance, the idea that all continents might have once been submerged in vast oceans, only to rise due to water's transformative power, was a compelling one. This monistic view, that everything can be reduced to a single substance, impacted the understanding of continents and oceans. It was an early attempt at explaining the world's geography through a unified lens. Imagine the ancient Greeks considering not just their immediate surroundings, but also the distant lands they heard about in travels and tales. This monistic perspective, while grounded in natural observations, was still a speculative leap aimed at unifying the diverse world around them. Moreover, it set the stage for later thinkers to develop more complex systems of thought that would further explore these concepts. In the next chapter, we will see how these early geographical ideas expanded into broader cosmological views, reinforcing the notion that even in their explorations of the physical world, early Greek thinkers were guided by the profound belief that there is an underlying unity to all existence. This idea that all substances could be reduced to or derived from a single fundamental element greatly influenced early alchemical practices. Alchemists believed that by manipulating the properties of air, they could transform one substance into another. Another prominent figure in monistic thought was Anaximander of Miletus. This idea resonated with alchemists who saw Apeiron as the primordial state from which all matter emerged. The belief in a single underlying substance pervaded early alchemical practices and theories. By exploring how these philosophical principles guided alchemical practices, we can appreciate the pervasive nature of monistic beliefs in early Greek thought. This understanding helps us see that even in practical fields like alchemy, early Greek thinkers were guided by a belief in the underlying unity of all existence. From the idea of a unified cosmos, we move to another realm where unity could have had profound implications: politics. In ancient Greece, philosophical monism might have influenced early political thought. The idea of a single underlying principle that governs all matter and existence could have extended to how people understood the governing of societies. They might have thought, if the cosmos has a single guiding force, then why not human affairs? Maybe there is one fundamental principle that can guide and govern all aspects of society. This idea could have shaped early political theories. Imagine a city-state where leaders believed in the power of unity to maintain order. Perhaps they envisioned a single guiding principle, like justice or wisdom, that could bring coherence and harmony to their communities. This monistic view of governance might have been seen as a way to prevent chaos and discord. In practical terms, this could mean that laws were designed not just to maintain order, but also to foster a sense of shared purpose among citizens. The idea of unity might have been at the heart of early Greek political thought. But how does this translate into actual governance? Perhaps leaders who believed in monism saw themselves as embodying that single unifying principle. Their decisions and actions would be guided by the desire to uphold unity within their communities. For example, if the guiding principle was justice, then laws and policies might have been designed not just to punish wrongdoers, but also to teach citizens about fairness and equity. This holistic approach to governance could have created a more cohesive society. Anaximander's concept of Apeiron might have influenced how early Greeks thought about boundaries and limits. If the universe is infinite and boundless, then perhaps human society should strive for similar openness and adaptability. This could have translated into policies that encouraged diversity and inclusivity. Early Greek cities might have been more welcoming to immigrants and travelers if leaders believed in the power of unity to integrate newcomers. Of course, this is speculative, but it offers a fascinating window into how early Greek philosophical ideas might have shaped political thought. The idea of monism could have been as influential in the realm of politics as it was in cosmology. As we continue to explore early Greek philosophy, we'll see how these ideas might have extended into other aspects of life, from art and culture to social structures and interactions. For now, we leave the world of politics with a sense of how the pursuit of unity might have guided early Greek thinkers as they sought to understand and govern their communities. In sculpture, for instance, the monistic belief in a unifying essence often translated into an emphasis on symmetry and harmony. This is evident in works such as the Kouros statue of Cleobis in Byton, where the balance and proportion reflect the underlying philosophical principle that all things emerge from a single source. Pottery, too, bears the influence of monism. The intricate geometric patterns on Greek vases are not merely decorative, but also symbolize the interconnectedness and unity of the cosmos. Artists like Polygnotus, known for his depictions of mythological scenes, often integrated philosophical ideas into their work. His frescoes at Delphi, featuring divine figures and heroic tales, reflect the monistic notion that all things in the universe share a common origin. Artists like Agatharchus, who painted landscapes and seascapes with a focus on infinite horizons, were likely influenced by the monistic idea of an underlying unity in nature. This interplay between philosophy and art underscores how deeply ingrained monism was in the Greek psyche, shaping not just their intellectual pursuits, but also their creative expressions. And so, as we delve deeper into the rich tapestry of early Greek thought and culture, it becomes clear that monism did not confine itself to philosophical treatises, but instead permeated every aspect of their society. It guided their sculptors in their quest for symmetry, inspired potters to create geometric patterns that symbolize cosmic unity, and prompted painters to explore the boundless expanse of nature. As we continue our exploration, we will see how this profound philosophical idea continued to shape Greek art and aesthetics, leaving an indelible mark on their cultural heritage. This monistic view influenced how the ancient Greeks classified plants and understood their life cycles. They saw that, like water, plants could transform and adapt to different environments, exhibiting remarkable resilience and diversity. Anaximander's concept of Apeiron, the infinite or indefinite, may have led to the idea that there was no single origin for plants, but rather a continuous transformation and adaptation. Anaximenes' air theory suggested that all matter, including plants, could be understood as condensed or rarefied forms of the same underlying substance. These philosophical ideas did not provide definitive answers, but opened up avenues for scientific exploration, illustrating the interplay between belief systems and early empirical inquiries. Imagine the earliest botanists observing a single plant species adapt to diverse conditions, thriving in both shaded forests and sunlit meadows. To them, it might have been as if the very essence of the plant was capable of transforming itself to suit different environments, echoing the monistic idea that all existence could be reduced to a single substance. Perhaps the next time you encounter a plant in its diverse environments, you'll remember this interplay of philosophy and science that has shaped our understanding of the natural world. And with that, we'll explore how the Greeks' philosophical beliefs continued to intertwine with their artistic expressions and cultural legacies. In ancient Greece, language and communication were seen as deeply intertwined with the fabric of reality itself. If all things could be reduced to a single substance, then perhaps language too had its roots in that same fundamental element. This monistic view offered an intriguing framework for understanding the origins and nature of language. This monistic view of language was not merely theoretical, it had practical implications for early Greek society. If speech could be traced back to a fundamental substance, then mastering this essence might confer extraordinary power and insight. Rhetoric and oratory became highly valued skills, as the ability to harness and manipulate the fundamental elements of language was seen as a pathway to wisdom and influence. This belief in the transformative power of speech was reflected in the prominence of rhetoricians like Gorgias. As the Greeks explored the relationship between monism and language, they began to see communication not just as a means of exchange, but as a reflection of the underlying unity of existence. This idea had far-reaching implications for their understanding of reality itself, suggesting that the fundamental substance which underlies all things is also the essence from which language springs. This monistic view of language demonstrates the broad application of monistic thought across various intellectual pursuits. As philosophers like Thales and Xenophanes probed the depths of existence, they uncovered connections between the fundamental substance of reality and the foundations of human communication. As we journey through their ideas, it becomes apparent that their monistic views provided a lens through which they could interpret the cosmos, offering insights that continue to resonate in contemporary philosophical and scientific thought. As the Milesian school of thought began to take shape, another philosophical tradition was also emerging in Greece. This time, the focus was on mathematical principles and logical systems. At the heart of this tradition lay an intriguing belief: all matter and existence could be traced back to a single fundamental substance. Pythagoras was fascinated by the idea that numbers could explain the nature of reality. He believed in a monistic principle where numbers themselves were the essence of existence. In his philosophy, Pythagoras argued that everything in the universe is made up of numbers and mathematical relationships. This idea stemmed from his belief that there was a single fundamental substance underlying all things, and for Pythagoras, that substance was mathematical in nature. Another influential figure in this tradition was Parmenides of Elea. Unlike Pythagoras, who focused on numbers, Parmenides proposed a monistic view centered around the concept of being and non-being. In his poem On Nature, Parmenides presents two paths, one leading to the truth about reality and the other leading to mere opinion. The first path asserts that true reality is unchanging and eternal. Parmenides believed in a single, unified substance that is eternal and indivisible. This monistic view held that change and multiplicity are illusions, and the true reality is a singular, unchanging being. The influence of these philosophical beliefs on mathematical thought cannot be overstated. The idea that all existence can be traced back to a single fundamental substance laid the groundwork for early mathematical theories. Their belief in an underlying unity and eternal truths served as a foundation for their numerical and logical theories. Thus, the profound influence of monistic thought on early mathematical and logical reasoning is evident. His school, known for its mystical and mathematical teachings, explored the relationship between numbers and geometry, believing that numerical ratios held the secrets of the cosmos. Pythagoras is famously credited with the discovery of the Pythagorean theorem in right-angled triangles, a cornerstone of geometric thought. But beyond this, his school delved into the idea that mathematical concepts were not just abstract calculations, but divine truths reflecting the nature of reality itself. They believed in a monistic universe where numbers and shapes were intertwined, echoing the underlying principles of the cosmos. For instance, they associated the number 1 with the point, seeing it as a fundamental building block from which all other numbers and shapes emerged. The number 2 was linked to the line, a connection between 2 points, and so forth. This numeric geometric correspondence reflected their belief in an underlying unity. This monistic view of geometry influenced generations of philosophers and mathematicians, shaping the very foundations of Western thought on mathematics and its connection to the divine. The profound impact of monism on the development of geometry is evident in how early geometric thought was not merely abstract, but deeply intertwined with philosophical and cosmological beliefs. Thus, the exploration of a single fundamental substance led to revolutionary insights into the nature of geometry, forever changing our understanding of both mathematics and reality. This legacy continues to inspire mathematicians today, reminding us that even in the abstract world of numbers, there lies a profound unity reflecting the deeper truths of existence. In the bustling marketplace of Croton, a coastal town in ancient Greece, the physician Alcmaeon held court with his patients. He was known for his innovative approaches to healing, often prescribing diet and exercise as part of a holistic treatment plan. Central to his philosophy was the belief in balance, that health and well-being depended on maintaining harmony within the body. This principle of equilibrium echoed the monistic ideas that were gaining traction among philosophers of his time. In the worldview of Thales and other Milesians, a single fundamental substance underlies all reality. For Alcmaeon, this single substance was seen through the lens of human physiology, the balance of elements within our bodies. He believed that health was achieved when these elements were in harmonious proportion. This idea that the key to understanding life lies in its fundamental components was not merely a medical theory, but a profound philosophical insight. Through his work, Alcmaeon demonstrated the application of monistic principles to human physiology. This legacy continues to inspire modern thinkers and scientists who seek to uncover the unifying principles that govern our world. Following Thales was Anaximander, who expanded on this idea with his concept of Apeiron. This term refers to an infinite, boundless, and eternal entity that serves as the origin of all things. By positing Apeiron, Anaximander introduced a more abstract and profound notion of the universe's origins. But it was Heraclitus from Ephesus who offered a radical departure with his doctrine of change. He asserted that everything in the universe is in a state of constant flux, governed by the principle of logoses. Logos can be seen as an underlying rational order that unites all opposites and changes. In this sense, metaphysics for Heraclitus involved not just understanding the origins, but also grasping the dynamic interplay of opposites that keep the universe in motion. This metaphysical approach laid the foundation for future philosophers to explore the deepest questions about reality. It set the stage for Platonism and Aristotelianism, which built upon these early inquiries into the nature of existence. At the heart of monism lies the idea of an arche, a beginning or cause from which all things originate. This concept broke away from the idea of a single elemental substance, instead positing an infinite and undifferentiated origin. These early Greek philosophers sought to explain the diversity of phenomena in the world through the lens of monism. Their search for unity in a universe full of seemingly disparate elements laid the groundwork for future philosophical inquiries into the nature of reality. As early Greek philosophers delved into the nature of reality, they found intriguing connections between their theories and practical arts such as metallurgy. Thales of Miletus, known for his water theory, drew parallels between the transformative properties of water and the alloying processes in metalwork. He observed that just as water can take on different states, solid, liquid, or gas metals could also combine to form various alloys. Anaximenes of Miletus, who proposed the air theory, saw a parallel in smelting techniques. Heraclitus of Ephesus, with his doctrine of constant flux, would likely have seen metal transformations as a vivid illustration of his philosophy. The philosophers' monistic views that all matter can be traced back to a single fundamental substance found practical applications in the ancient art of metallurgy. These early thinkers demonstrated that philosophical inquiries into the nature of reality could inform and enhance our understanding of the physical world around us. Their insights bridged theoretical musings with practical crafts, illustrating the interconnectedness of all things. The ancient Greeks pondered the nature of reality and existence, giving rise to a branch of philosophy called metaphysics. Metaphysics deals with the fundamental principles that underlie our universe, the why behind everything we see and experience. To delve into this concept, we must understand the ancient Greek term, archai. Archai refers to the first principle or fundamental substance from which everything else is derived. It is the ultimate building block that gives rise to all other elements and phenomena in the universe. The concept of archai aligns closely with monism, as it suggests that beneath the diverse array of elements and phenomena in our universe lies a single unifying principle. This principle can transform into different states, giving rise to the multitude of things we observe. However, this idea was not without its critics. Some philosophers argued that it is overly simplistic to reduce everything to a single substance. They pointed out the immense diversity and complexity we observe in nature, the myriad of elements, their interactions, and the intricate processes at work. They posited that the universe is too vast and varied to be explained by a single archai. Instead, they proposed pluralistic theories, which hold that there are multiple fundamental substances or elements underlying reality. Despite these critiques, the idea of a single fundamental substance continues to captivate philosophers and scientists alike. It offers a compelling narrative that unites the diverse elements and phenomena we encounter in our world under a common origin and principle. Moreover, it challenges us to question the nature of reality and existence. Are there indeed multiple fundamental substances at work? Or is there one ultimate archai that underlies everything we see and experience? This exploration of monism through the lens of archai deepens our understanding of the philosophical foundations that led early Greek thinkers to propose a single fundamental substance underlying all matter and existence. It invites us to ponder the ultimate nature of our universe and the principles that govern it. In doing so, we continue to unravel the profound ideas that have shaped Western philosophy and our understanding of reality itself. Deep in the heart of ancient Greece, long before Plato and Aristotle pondered the nature of reality, there existed a philosophical school that sought to understand the world through a single fundamental substance. This was pre-Socratic monism, and one of its most intriguing proponents was Anaximander. Anaximander, a Milesian philosopher, introduced the concept of Apeiron, a boundless, indefinite substance from which all matter and existence could be traced. This shift from monism to pluralism marked an evolution in cosmological thinking, a transition away from the notion of a single underlying substance to one where multiple elements combine and interact to form the universe. The concept of Apeiron challenged the mythological explanations of the world, proposing a more rational and scientific approach to understanding reality. Anaximander's boundless substance laid the groundwork for later Greek thought, including Platonism and Aristotelianism, by emphasizing rational inquiry into the natural world. The idea that all matter can be traced back to an eternal, formless void is not only captivating, but also foundational in our quest to comprehend the origins and nature of existence. This concept of monism didn't merely influence philosophical thought, it also permeated the foundational aspects of ancient Greek society, including law and governance. Take, for instance, the idea of natural law. This principle suggests that there are universal moral truths inherent in nature and human reason. The Greeks believed that these laws were not arbitrary but stem from the same fundamental substance that underlies all existence. This concept of natural law was closely aligned with monistic principles, suggesting that everything can be traced back to a single source. Consider the legal codes of Draco and Solon. These early Greek lawmakers were influenced by the idea that laws should reflect the natural order of things. In Draco's code, the emphasis was on retributive justice, where punishment mirrored the severity of the crime. This approach reflected a belief in an underlying order to the universe, much like the monistic principle of a single fundamental substance. Similarly, Solon's reforms aimed at creating a balanced society where the natural rights of citizens were protected. By doing so, Solon sought to align the legal framework with what he perceived as the natural order of human society. These examples illustrate how early Greek legal thought was profoundly shaped by monistic principles. From philosophical musings to the frameworks that governed their societies, monism offered a unifying lens through which the Greeks understood their world.